Hello, friends.
Hi.
Avermedia needs to go away. Oop.
I see that you have no signal on the screen.
Yeah, that's from Avermedia. Why is my camera sideways?
Mm.
Why? Why are we doing this? Camera, stop it. Why are you sliding? Stop it! What is your issue, camera? Why are we doing this today? Of all days. I know I haven't been here all weekend, but like, you don't need to behave like this. That's better. Ish. Okay, let me put you on the screen.
Okay.
Grantalicious, I will change that. I will change it back to what we had before Grant, I suppose,
Mm.
if it will allow me to.
Mr. Anonymous Man.
Yes. A mom calling and texting about whether X or Y is remembered or if I want Z and that I have never seen Boar can be like, I am mad, you left me alone, I want attention. That is fair. That is very fair. I mean, I want a new desk eventually. Because then if I get a new desk, then I can get a new microphone. And like,
Mm.
I'm getting itchy to like rearrange things in my apartment. I don't know if I'm gonna end up moving because like I have no job offers. So, but like I'm getting itchy. Like I want to move. I want change. So I might. Well, I have to fundraise money. I have to fundraise money for through y'all to get a new desk. A desk that will actually be for like streaming and gaming and stuff. Then I can get a microphone that is separate from my headset, which would be very nice. Because this microphone makes me sound like I have a head cold, and I hate it. Is this? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop touching my camera. Okay, let me open the game so we can actually act like we're streaming something.
All right.
All right. How have you been, Grant? And also, hello everybody in chat.
Um, Work is not going so good.
Oh no, do we want to spill the tea?
Um, I I don't want to bore people with my work problems. I was just in the reason why I waited for the to start the call was because I was actually doing a D&D thing.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I
I
was
told you I
playing.
might move the time. I didn't say I am
Yeah,
moving the time, to be fair.
it's all right. It was I, I was just gonna say I was playing a changeling named Kula.
Cool.
He's a rogue.
Very cool.
He is an androgynous being, so he technically is not a him or a her because he can be either.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah,
Gonna share game with you.
he's a they.
There are they. Don't need a game, we've got tea spilling. That is a very fair assessment.
So essentially, one of my supervisors quit. Another put in his
Oh,
2 week notice.
that's
One
fun.
of the leads
While
moved
you
into a
tell the
different part.
story, I'm just gonna mute game audio so I can actually like listen to what you have
Mm.
to say.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so loud. It's like that in the trilogy too.
Yeah, and it's like it has two options on or off. I can't
Yeah,
turn it down.
to be fair, it's kind of like that in trilogy. It says that there's like a volume, but I can't tell the difference to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the trilogy like I can actually like adjust the different sounds, but like
You can.
Mary, hello. Also, hi
It's a Maru.
Adrian. I noticed you, and also I think Smithy was here too at some point. Smith, stop scrolling on my screen. I'm trying to scroll over here. Yeah, Smith was here. Don't know if they still are here, but hello, welcome. Um, but yeah, I had an interesting weekend.
What'd you do?
I went to New Jersey. For those who don't know, my parents live in New Jersey, both in separate parts of the state. Um, I see a locust shirt. Yes, you do. I wore it today. Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. We almost had a hype train, everybody, and then we ran out of time. But I went to New Jersey because I had to get my car inspected because the law dictates that I get my car inspected like every month or so. Oh my god, everyone's waving at each other. Wow, very pog. I'm gonna join the party train too. So I had to go to New Jersey because my car is registered for the state of New Jersey. Grant, why did you have to break it up? Grant, you
I like the
ruined
gifts.
it.
I like the gifts.
Okay, that is very fair. That is very fair. So I I somehow misplaced my insurance card for my car. So I had to get a temporary one through the insurance company. And I thought the inspection agency wouldn't take it because it says, oh, you cannot use this temporary card for inspection, but like they still took it anyway. I win because you redeemed the child. Yes, you do win. Here is Eggy. Hello. Eggy has been guarding my computer all weekend. He's a very good child. I love him very dearly. Um, but everything went fine. My mom made me get up super early so we could get there right when they opened, even though we didn't get there right when they opened because my mom took forever to get ready. So I woke up at 5:40 in the morning and then waited around for her to get ready. So I was not happy about that. And then she kept interrupting my nap time. I kept trying to take a nap. And she's like, "Hey, do you need this done?" And I'm like, "Mom, I just would like to sleep before my sister gets here. Please stop it." So that was fun. And now I know what it's like to go through a car inspection, so I'm not as anxious to do it again. But thank you for
Hmm.
the egg you redeemed, by the way, Adrian. I also changed the redeem amount for Queer Word of the Day. So it's no longer 1500 points. It is a low 450 points. Only can be redeemed once per stream. But it is now low in cost. I'll go through the other ones eventually. I just need to get through this. I'm calling this week Hell Week because I have a job interview tomorrow, and I also have my capstone due next week, which screams. Um, yup. So we're ignoring it tonight. We're ignoring all of those issues tonight. I just miss streaming for y'all. I wish I could make this my full-time gig. I really enjoy it. I enjoy talking with y'all. I enjoy having people join like Grant because it's nice to have other people to bounce and talk to while streaming.
Yeah. It's also one of the few chances I can actually talk to you because you have a very busy
I
schedule.
mean, you can always just DM me. And if you ever want to
I
like
want to,
call,
but
like
I
you can. Like I'm usually like at work, I'm usually like online when I'm at work. Like I know it says do not disturb on my profile, like the icon on Discord, but like I'm normally around. Um Even
usually
during I
either I'm
always
too
look for
busy or you're too
distractions during
busy.
class. Huh?
I said usually I'm too busy or you're too busy. That's what it
You
seems
can
like.
always like message me and be like, "Hey, let's chat." Or if you really
Hey,
want to
what's
call,
up?
just be like, "Hey, can you call?" And I'll tell you if I can or can't. um
Um,
but
Sounds like an interesting weekend though.
you had an interesting weekend, or I had an
I said
interesting
you
weekend?
had an
I
interesting
did,
weekend.
and I'm so glad that I'm not driving anywhere next weekend. Because last weekend I went to Ryan's, which was like a 3.5 hour drive, and this weekend I went to New Jersey, which was like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. So I'm thankful next weekend, like literally Friday after I get home from work, I'm not driving anywhere until Monday morning. Like I refuse to drive. I'm not gonna drive anywhere unless if it's like an emergency that I have to drive somewhere. Like I just need a weekend. And also like I'll be finishing my capstone this weekend because it's due next Monday. um, hey Scotty, welcome in. How are you doing? I have an egg on my shoulder and I have a grant, I suppose.
Hey,
But like I
supposedly.
threw this idea in the Discord in my idea voting, but I would love to do a just chatting stream of just talking about like higher education and college and like the different factors of college and like if people want to throw idea or like ask for advice of like, "Oh, this professor's doing this. How do I combat that?" or something. Like I think that would be fun. I think that would be really fun to do, especially cuz like that's my field that I'm going into. And just have like an open conversation about college and higher education as a whole. Mainly from the United States perspective because I can't speak about other countries, but I think it would be fun.
In Britain, you're in your third form. Uh,
Scotty says, I'm doing okay. How are you? I am doing better than this past week. I am still very stressed, but like it's a different kind of stress now. But I hope, yeah, you're doing okay. Yeah. Um, I hope you're. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I think we are ready to venture into the game and maybe finish this trial. Maybe. If you want another country's perspective, I could give it to you from the Scottish education system as I am a student at university. Ooh, that could be fun. Like, I was also debating, like, making it a series, like, oh, like, okay, so here's the tea. So I graduate in May, and the goal is to have a full-time job by May. Once I determine what my work schedule will be like at the job, then like I will open up my screaming schedule, my stream schedule a little more because like I the 3 day this 2 to 3 day a week thing is not I'm not vibing with it. I want to stream more than that. Ideally, it
I'm
would be
also trying. Go ahead.
ideally I would like to do 4 to 5 days a week, depending on like oh if I'm going to go see Ryan or Ryan's coming up here or if like I have other stuff going on or work events. One of those days I would like to do like a just chatting stream where it's either about like my higher education idea or bringing in other streamers to talk about like oh like what's it like streaming what's your story tips tricks blah 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 or like talk about different things so that
We
would
could
be
talk
like
about your fan fiction.
mayhaps
Oh
mayhaps
my god,
mayhaps
I just remembered. So you know that I'm streaming Ace Attorney with some of my friends as well, right?
yeah
And one of the ideas that we came up with while we were on the stream, because we keep making the joke whenever they're saying, "Look at this photograph," about singing the song.
look at this
Look at this
graph
photograph. But the thing is that we were making a joke about having different Ace Attorney characters singing the song, like "Look at this photograph" with like the changed lyrics and whatnot.
oh my god I will make it a parody
It was
you have you ever seen my red versus blue parodies
I
I will make
have
it a
not.
parody.
We were talking about it, and I was like, we were talking about more specifically about Edgeworth being like, "Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did his eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Larry's head?"
My
It's like
God.
putting in,
That
and
could
then
be
like,
in the Phoenix Wright variety album where we're gonna have
yep,
a red white Christmas song. We're gonna have the we're gonna have something else. We'll have to work on this. We'll have to workshop this over the summer.
we need to. I want to. I was going to tell you that I'm going to try to actually get a new job if I can. I'm planning on quitting in April.
Quit on my birthday. That will be my birthday present from you.
I really want to because work is not doing so good. It's
Yeah,
pretty bad, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you get paid. You don't have to say how much you get paid on here because I know that's like that can be private information depending on the person. But like,
Hmm.
I know you said you want to be a teacher, so maybe try to angle to get a job that will allow you to go back to school or will help
I could try to
reimburse
do that.
or
The
angle
plan
your
right now.
way become a school secretary or something because then that'll be like a foot in the door.
Hmm,
I mean,
I was
it
planning
doesn't get
on.
you a licensure, but at least like you'll get to work in a school-ish environment.
I would get connections.
Yeah, and then you'll get connections, and then you'll learn like you'll get to see like almost like in the perspective of like this is what it's like to work in a school district,
Hmm,
but not necessarily as a teacher, but like you'll see it from another perspective, an
from
administration
an
perspective, which
administration.
isn't a terrible perspective to have. Um, A work schedule, a stream schedule, and a scream schedule checks out. I mean, I'm constantly screaming up in my brain. Um, the I don't okay, hot take. I don't understand. Our capstones are due next week. Yet our professors are giving us more work to do this week than they have in prior weeks. I don't understand. We have a 10-minute presentation for our finance class on Tuesday, and I'm like, why? 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 Like, it's not even on the syllabus. She just says like, oh yeah, you're gonna present about your state's like institution and like how they get funding. It's like, okay, yes, that information is important, but like, our capstones are due next week. Why are you giving us more work to do? I don't understand. I don't get it. I know this one class is only 7 weeks, so it's done by the time we get to spring break, which will be fantastic. But I'm so over it. I'm so done being a student. I'm gonna say that now, and then like quote me next year. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this class or take this program or get this certification, cause that's my tea for today. For now, I'll probably come up with something else to bitch about. That's sort of my idea as well. Ha ha ha. I've been working for weeks trying to get a podcast series set up for YouTube promoting other content creators. Ooh! Fun fact, I actually wanted to do that like a long time ago back in undergrad, but specifically about music creators. But I think now being more involved with the content creator community from like a Twitch perspective as a streamer, um I would love to do a not necessarily a podcast, but it could morph into a podcast, but a series where like bringing different people to talk about like what their creation is. And I'm patenting this. I for my website would love to make like the creator collective, which is basically which I would like it to be like a list of quote unquote approved content creators. So like people that have similar values to my channel and the brand. So like not people who are bigoted or like discriminatory, like nothing like that. So like they have to be like vetted first. But then like it would have like a list of like oh who they are, what's happening if you support them. So like oh like let's say I have a content creator who's like oh they have an Etsy shop and proceeds are going to be benefiting XYZ, or like oh you want to support a black creator, here's a list of like people who fall into that category. I would love to do something like that. I know I have something in my Discord server that is supposed to be that, but I'm having such a hard time starting it because I want to make it alphabetized, and that's like really difficult to do on Discord without like deleting everything and then re-uploading it. But that's in the end, I would like to add that to my website. But I need to completely overhaul my website because my website is a literal hot mess. Ryan has seen it, and because he has a literal degree in graphic design, he's like, "Gray, your website's a hot mess." I'm like, "I know it's a hot mess." Adrian says, "Ahem, I'll now read out this prestigious poem. Look at this photograph. It really makes me laugh." As a not well-known VA, I appreciate this. Oh, I didn't mean to click. Why did that click? I didn't click. I just scrolled. Stop scrolling. Stop it. Stop it. Game. I hate you, game. You're awful to me. Hi Smithy, welcome. How are you doing? I saw you commented earlier, but it was during my
Grant.
my stream starting screen. Sounds about right. Nothing to do, a little to do. Oh, the exams and tests is coming up. Time to dump 990 things to do now. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's basically how it is in higher ed. Don't get a degree. I mean, you should if you want to, but like, that's a whole nother can of worms. When I say content creators, I don't just mean streamers like artists, musicians, video makers, and so on. Yeah, that's what. Same brain, Scotty. Same brain. Do you know the Late Late Show with the Craig Ferguson from a few years ago? No, I do not. I have heard of the Late Late Show, but I've not heard of that specifically.
I have actually heard of that. I've never watched it though.
Yeah. I know it just popped out and she did not answer. Yeah, I was answering someone else. So if I don't get to your comment right away, it's because like I'm answering something else that happened before, and it just takes me a bit to like read down. Promise I'm
Go
not
brutal.
ignoring anybody. Unless if you're gonna be a little discriminatory little shithead, then I will ignore you. Actually, you would get banned. But that's the tea today. Alright. Let's actually play the game now.
Been 30 minutes. Like,
Oh, wait. Scotty said something else. Okay, before I continue with what I was gonna say, you need to watch that show with him. He was the best that show has ever had. I don't watch shows, I just re-watch shit on YouTube. I go back to the same 5 YouTube channels and just like watch their shit on repeat. I still need to figure out what to do with my best domain I own. Gotcha, fair. I mean, you can use the advice section of the Discord to get help with that if you would like. That's really it, haha, it's on YouTube. Oh, okay. If you want to drop it in my DM or in the Discord to remind me, go for it. Just realized I'm 10. I just realized I'm 10 because on Valentine's Day it was my birthday, yay. So you're 10 years old? Because if so, you are breaking Twitch's not contract. Terms of service? Am I right, Grant? I think it's 13,
know.
right?
It possible? I kind of think that this doesn't.
Yeah, TOS. 13, yeah.
I don't think he's actually 10. I hope not. With me cursing, I hope I'm not saying that to a 10-year-old.
I mean, I do have a disclaimer in my about section below that, because like I try not to limit my audience as long as it's not breaking terms of service. That's why I don't like knowing ages of people who are watching stream. Unless if it's like, great, I know you're like not breaking TOS, considering you hold a full-time job.
Yeah. Well, I have no age, obviously. I'm just immortal.
Yeah, you're Grant, I suppose. You're just a faceless person.
Faceless being.
Faceless being. I do have it because like I don't like to limit my people I come on stream because I want it to be educational for anybody who comes by, but I do have a disclaimer saying some things may be inappropriate for younger audiences, and that's like you view at your own risk, essentially.
I had a friend of mine that was actually born on a leap day, so we always joked how he was like actually younger than he was because it only came around like every 4 years or so.
Grant, I will answer your inquiry later.
Alright.
Give me 1 moment. But I'm not only happy, I'm depressy. I don't mean to laugh. You said depress, and my brain automatically went to expressy depressy. Because that's how I call it in my brain, because my brain is perpetually younger than I am, than my body. Well, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to go through those emotions, but it's when you can't get yourself out of them is when it's a problem. And this is a safe space. Anyone is welcome to talk about anything, just like been depressed for 2 years. I'm sorry to hear that. It's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, everything's roses and daisies and everything will be fine, because I know like that's what's often said. But like I know it sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that you're going through. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through shit. I might need more water. And we haven't even done any voice acting yet.
I have some water. I actually will need... Oh, actually it's filled. Okay, never mind. Basato's Euroline.
I know. I'm typing something real quick.
Gotcha.
Oh, and Grant, to answer your inquiry while I'm sitting here because I'm going to forget later, you can ask in under content creators. You can ask under in search of the in search of section because that's what it's meant for. It's like it's to help look for people or look for things generally speaking.
Gotcha.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh, no, it's fine. Thanks to Sasato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. I have no idea what this new evidence is, so we're gonna review the evidence. Because I
believe it's the
forgot.
pipe.
Oh, it's the pipe. Yeah, you're right. We might have already examined it, but we're gonna examine it again.
I think we just got it, so I don't think we have
Ooh,
examined
wait,
it.
there's a thing in the pipe.
Oh, what's in the pipe?
Uh-oh, how unfortunate.
Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yes, I saw it. Something's stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? Oh, well, what's this? It's Scotty with the rat jam. Okay, wait. I need to write this down. I need a sound redeem for Dee Dee, the bot from FNAF Custom Night, saying,
Uh-oh, how unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate. I'm gonna do a sneaky thing. I threw a new contender in the ring.
I need a redeem for that. And Grant is gonna be like, all right.
I don't have points, remember?
Well, no, I need to make the redeem first off. I figured you would say something like, oh, that's a good idea, or like, great, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Honestly don't know what to say to it. That's why I didn't say anything to it.
Fair. It's not hard, it's impossible every time. April 4th or July 17th made my mom cry, me too, because my uncle had cancer at 2019 and died on July 27th. Or, not 27th, I can't read. July 17th to 2020, I was crying so much. Yeah, my grandmother died of cancer in 2019. Like, literally, right at the end of my spring semester, she passed away. And I had to help clean out the entire house because my grandfather died that Valentine's Day, actually. So I was taught to never show my true emotions, so like I was more of the rock in the situation, which I think helped my mom because it was my mom's mom. But like, not healthy to hold your own emotions in hindsight. But yeah, it's understandable to be upset about that happening. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. Okay, alright. Well, what's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. Metal? That's sus! It looks like the tip of a blade. Oh, that's the knife tip! That's the knife tip!
It is.
How did the tip of the knife end up in the pipe? The knife comes from the house. The knife came from the house. I called it from 3 streams ago. I called it.
In the words of Jontron, gotcha, bitch.
Called it. I called it. The tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's the tip of the knife.
We should probably examine the rest of the pipe.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It looks to be in a sorry state with a bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garrett's dressing gown. Don't get married, kid.
Well, he has to get married. He has to have Phoenix Wright as his descendant somehow.
Yeah, really. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garadeb, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Who said it was him who repaired it? I mean, I don't know if the wife would have done it, but still.
Yeah, I don't know either. I wonder if she tried to stab him, and that's why it's in the pipe.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe.
Jesus.
Either that or he can't afford to replace it. Alright.
In the meme, when talking to his wife, so that was a fucking lie.
There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look, it appeared to have been made relatively recent. Maybe the knife fell, and then that's how the edge of the blade fell off. Cause like it's a cut mark, right? I think this is a cut mark of a blade. Where the nick is in the wood.
If she was trying to stab his face, maybe she accidentally caught it in the pipe.
Maybe. Or threw it. Because she was throwing things.
She was. That seems, I don't know, more difficult, but not implausible.
Yeah, true. And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it. It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye. Oh, excuse me. Because it's clearly new.
How do you know it's clearly new, though?
It might be less worn down than the rest of the other nicks and scrapes on the pipe. Alright, that's it I can examine. Alright, let's look at the tip. I wonder if I can look at the tip of the knife. In any shape or respect. This is the tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't really know. There's just something niggling at me. Niggling is a word. Niggling is definitely a word that sounds too close to another word that is a no-no word. And I don't like it.
Naruhodo has better English lessons than I do.
Yeah, you really fucking do, though. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. Does this mean I actually have to... Like, I already know it's the tip of the knife. I already know that. Do we have to examine it again?
Yeah, I think we do. To make sure that they can't make the connection.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. Just insert the tip, everybody.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. I almost said a small piece of the dick, because we were talking about just the tip. God. Wait, what part of it is missing? I could be wrong, but I've just I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. You remember this? Ah, that's a tiny fragment of metal we found inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe. Yes, and just maybe. Oh my, it's a perfect fit. Somehow, I just knew it. See, you're being a real detective over here. Alright.
Well, thank you for that. Some rebuttal, Mr. Garadeb. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim?
Okay, so we have to press all of these, right?
I think we've already pressed.
We pressed everything up to here.
We have to present.
Oh, so we now present... Do we present to this statement?
No.
Do we present to this one?
Yep.
Now, do we present the knife or the knife tip, or is either one acceptable?
It says we have to specifically present the fragment of metal on the statement.
Okay. Gonna trust you. Gonna trust you. There we go.
I've other than one point in time, I've done a really good job.
Fair, but I've lost trust. I read a Reddit story where a kid apparently got in trouble for the essay he wrote because he used the word niggling, and either the teacher, principal, or the kid's parent didn't realize that it was a real word. Wait, really? Yup. I remember in first grade that we had to do one of those like read or writing exercises to come up with like words that like not necessarily rhymed, but like like come up with words that have like in at the end of it. So like sin, uh, gin, some stuff like that. You know, tin, and my mom was helping me do this assignment, and she was like, "Oh, like," I was like, "How about din, like din?" And she's like, "Let's look it up." So we looked up the word, and it was actually a word. And then my teacher was like, "Real name, that's not a real word." And I'm like, "But it is. My mom and I looked it up." That's probably not what I sounded like in first grade, but I frankly do not recall. And I choose not to recall what I sounded like in first grade.
I'm a child and
I'm a
I am
child.
too young.
I'm Monomy and I don't know fucking shit.
Unfortunately, my voice is too deep to do very good child voice.
But you do a very good gingerbread man voice.
I do. I am a very good gingerbread man, though.
Spill the tea. Absolutely. So I think I told my mom, and I think my mom might have emailed the teacher like, "Listen, here, you little shit. Like, we looked up the word. Like, my child is not making this up." And the word actually means, if I recall, um, like just like a light noise in the room, or like, yeah, like a light noise in the room. I'm pretty sure something related to noise. I don't remember exactly though. But that was one time where my teacher thought I was wrong when I was actually correct. Anyway, Mr. Garadev, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please?
You can ask, but I can't see a bully thing.
This man needs glasses. Holy shit. My third grade
Don't need
teacher
glasses in the wall. Don't need glasses outside the wall.
My third grade teacher tried to fail me for only giving half an essay based on a book because I chose Annie Oakley, and at the time, not a lot was known about her. There was about maybe 2 books and a small post on the internet, so I ended up getting excused because I physically could not give any more information. Ah, interesting. Din, a loud, unpleasant, and prolonged noise. Ah, see, it was the opposite of what I thought, but still had to do with noise, so I remembered that part. Thank you, Adrian, for looking up a word for me. Thank you. You can't?
Used to call me Jedi Jet back in the regiment, of course. That was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. All because my wife tried to stab me in the fucking eye. I struggled to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
I feel like this is gonna come in handy with the books later. So this
I
man
wonder if
basically
he's
has
helping on the book.
dyslexia.
Maybe. Possibly.
Oh, he does. Dearie me. It's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word.
Ah, hi, Combat. First of all, welcome in. How are you? Um, did you turn in your thesis? Did you? Did you? Hi, what did I miss? You missed literally just us chatting for a half hour. Um, we did,
metal fragment?
yeah, we did find the knife, the tip of the knife. We found it in
Just the tip.
Garadeb's pipe. So the pipe he's actually holding, we found it in the barrel of the knife, or the barrel of the knife, the barrel of the um pipe.
That is some Final Fantasy weapon that you could have the tip of the barrel and the knife.
Yeah. So that's where we currently are. So now he was like, "Oh, I don't know if that knife is actually from our house. You'll have to prove it. So now we're in the process of proving that the knife came from their lodging. Had something similar happen. We had choose Norwegian words instead of English terms in our work, even when there wasn't one. So when our government had made a new list of Norwegian tech terms, I used as many of them as I could, and the teacher failed my essay because I used so many made-up words. What? Ew. Disgusting. Nope, I got an extension until Tuesday. Ah, good. Good for you. My capstone is due next Monday. So, you know me, I'm going to ignore it until this weekend. That's my strategy right now. You must be very dizzy. Rinosuke, asshole number one.
What is that? A tiny scrap of metal.
That's a move. Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Van Zieks does not like this.
Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence?
It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garadov's pipe.
My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting there's some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road?
I am. That was prolonged.
What?
After working till 4:30, then 2:30, I took today off because brain fatigue / brain deflated. That's fair. Yes, resting is good for the noggin sometimes. When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of the case, my lord. I love how she's standing on a box!
She's very short.
You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this?
And it's gonna be the knife! I don't want to examine it, I would like to present the knife. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing.
A common issue with the inferior blade sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tip lodged in their victims' bones.
This is the box. This box is not like other boxes because this is my box.
And what is this particular knife?
No doubt Stipt has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garadev's pipe. Oh, he feigned! He feigned! Oh my god, that was hot. That was hot.
I don't believe it.
What is this pose? I hate it but love it at the same time. Oh my god.
I've been struck to the heart, and you're to blame.
And I love this pose. Oh my god, why is he hot?
The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match.
Good golly gods. Order. Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle?
So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he?
Counselor, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. I had this thing in my... you don't need to voice act this because it's already been said, but I'm just going to reiterate it. Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles. She did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. It was hit by the knife.
Oh,
Is,
bury me.
did he crush his pipe?
Uh,
Look how he's holding it.
Maybe.
Did you voice act this?
Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
Look at those cheek physics.
Yeah.
They jiggle.
The fans asked for jiggle physics.
During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garadeb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garadeb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord.
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe.
The chances are 1,000,000 to 1.
Hey, Creepypasta, welcome in. How are you doing? I haven't seen you around in a while. I hope you've been well. Welcome to some great Ace Attorney and some, maybe some great voice acting. I don't know. Grant's is pretty great. Mine, no.
Yours is fine.
Thank you. And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garadeb's house. Ooh, we did a 360 no-scope spin there. Ah, fancy. Is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no! He's missing a hole in the back of his pants. Ah, he brought the wine glass out again.
Reaper wine. A fine taste. A full body theory, I'll give you that.
I have been good, how have you been? I have been alright. I am currently hungry. I might grab something to eat, even though I already brushed my teeth, so I don't want to grab anything to eat. But I've been well. I've been well. Minus anxiety spikes here and there. Grant, how have you been?
Sick of work, honestly.
Fair. That's valid. I just want a full-time job. One that pays decently well.
It's not the pay that's the problem, it's the work.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, my job is part-time and temporary. I don't even get, well, I don't think part-time usually gets benefits, but I don't get benefits. So there's that. That's the tea. And I lose the job anyway by the time when I graduate. So, pray for me. I need a full-time job. I need income. I don't want to live with my parents. Anyway.
A complex bouquet of seemingly trifling points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage.
Money. Who needs money when you got love? Oh, right. Food need that, and clothing, and a home. Never mind. Yeah, for real. Yeah, Creepypasta, I do have some new redeems you can check out as well if you are interested, but I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see your face. Or, well, not your face, because...
See your face.
To see your username pop up.
See your user face.
To see your user face.
Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Napoleon's approach to battling his argument.
I would like to see this man smile at least once. Sorry?
Give me a reason to smile.
Well, he'll probably smile if he wins, but we're not going to let him win because the game dictates so.
But after all, it is just a theory.
Game theory! I love how our brain both went there. Same brain cell.
It's not it's game theorizing.
Yeah, really.
The bottle I fear is corn. Because you see,
Okay, I'm predicting he's gonna throw one of the things. Nope, we got the foot.
is spoiled by insurmountable inconsistency.
Yes. I love the boot. Love it. Please step on me. Only affiliated Twitch streamers have the power to see through the chat username and through the monitor. Well, I am affiliated on Twitch. What are you saying, Adrian? Anyway.
Gray is a simp for Von Zeeks.
I very much stan him.
Martin Six, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Oh, so they're gonna have to now explain, okay, well, how did the knife fall from the window and manage to nail her in the back? I've been saying since like however many weeks ago that the knife fell out of the window as she was picking up the Lion's Pride book to read. Or like, oh, it fell on the ground. Let me bend over, pick it up. Knife plummeted in her back and she fell over. Onto the pavement. That's my shtick. That's my theory. A game theory. Anyway, we're gonna continue. Yes, and her. Ah! Oh god, no!
Bitch.
That's right, you silly little man.
Domestic abuse.
Yeah, really. Go on trial right now.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about?
Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife was struck her at one from above,
There, he threw something finally.
There is no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Yeah!
Order!
Jesse has arrived. Hi, Jesse. How are you? Grant, you're not gonna say hello to your friend?
Hi again, Jess. I was talking to you about almost like an hour ago.
I have arrived. I'm so glad you have arrived. I hope you're doing well. Alternative
Sure,
stream
Duncan
title,
will be along
spilling
soon.
tea and game theories and occasionally playing a video game. Okay, I am low-key stealing that stream title right now, thank you.
Jeez.
There we go. It's updated. It should be updated, at least, in theory.
It's just a theory. A game
Finished
theorizing.
D&D and now just chilling. Nice. Yeah, Grant was saying he thought we were starting at 7:30. I'm like, no. I said we might start at 7:30. Depends how long my meeting goes. And he's like, oh shit, so we're starting now? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I just came from D&D. I'm like, cool. And we're live.
Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of the head.
That would have been painful.
Why did you slap your husband again?
Because she can't control herself. She's an angry individual.
Jesus.
She needs to go to anger management.
She needs some therapy.
Yeah, she really do need some therapy, and maybe a divorce. Yeah, Grant came from my D&D. Gotcha. I didn't realize. Sorry, Jesse. Well,
Enough words, look!
I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place.
I don't know, though. That what really did happen. It would appear the defense has made rather a spectacular blunder.
how dare you, Gray? How dare you spell my name incorrectly?
Cry.
Yeah, Aaron Gray, which is spelled Aarongray, is not existing right now, so you have to come back for another day. So you're referencing someone else right now, because that is not how you spell my name.
He did say it was a joke.
No, but like the how dare you part is the joke. But you still spell my name wrong.
If a theory had even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend,
Is history.
I love that face. Why is this man hot? I hate it. Hate it so much.
I mean, would you prefer him being ugly?
No?
Okay then.
Of course, I was talking to Gray, not Gray. I see what you did there. We were so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way he has blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. I have no idea who's talking here.
Or in other words.
Okay, Van Zeeks, but history has inconsistency, so checkmate. Combat Butler should... I vote Combat Butler to be, Naruhodo's apprentice's apprentice. It's gonna be the apprentice of the apprentice. Is how we're gonna work this right now. Wonder if this Gray needs some mods. Thonk. I still need a Thonk emote. I guess I'll just have to make a Thonk, and one of y'all's just gonna have to screenshot it one day, and that will be my Thonk. I don't know who's speaking here.
I've already said this in Lodzi.
Oh, it's Susato. Susato is Von Zeek's. Confirmed. Plot twist. She is both.
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand.
Miss Susato.
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you are on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
It seems to have nothing to say, my Nepalese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes.
The gay point. Love it. Love to see it.
A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Tacit.
Tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Yeah, it's a, it's another word for, like, it's used in music, but it's spelled differently. Just means, like, quiet, silent.
So, funny story, we're actually at the part where we're at the DLC in my stream. And
oh, for the first game?
Yeah, and Jess is really missing Maya.
In Maya, in comparison to, what was her? Emma Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Maya in that situation. When you add in Great Ace, I prefer Susato over Maya. What? You're like far away from your microphone. Or so. Okay, Grant is just gone. Okay, bye-bye. Love you, Susato. I miss Maya. Yeah, I also was like hurting when Maya went bye-bye for that.
I was saying I kind of agree, but apparently Diana, the other person I have voiced,
Yeah.
really likes Emma.
Gotcha. Emma, I like because of like her scientific strategies and whatnot. But like, yeah, I like Maya more when you compare those two. Yeah.
She's in later games, but I've yet to see her. But even Diana says that she likes her in the DLC more than she likes her in the later parts of the game.
I don't hate Emma, but she's kind of one note. That's fair. That's very fair.
I think
Well,
Jeff
like
made a
she's
really
only
good point
like
when
a
he said that.
temporary character for the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Like even
It's
if
just
she
the
does
DLC is so long.
even if she does, yeah, the DLC's like fucking long. Even if she does come back in a later game, obviously not the second one, so maybe the third one, or like in
It's not the third one. I think she comes back in.
like Apollo Justice or something.
I think it's Apollo Justice. Yeah.
Yeah. But like they might have fully fleshed out her character by that point, but in the this DLC, she's I agree very one note. She's just like, I want to be a scientific forensic person, and that's like
She
her
also is.
who cares very deeply about my sister and Mr. Edgeworth.
I was gonna say she's crushing hard on Edgeworth in the game.
She very much does. Anyway.
Objection.
We're objecting while being like, I hate my life. This inconsistency doesn't mean I wasn't wrong. I didn't even click. What the fuck? It means I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Oh, great. I didn't study. Fuck. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is.
What if she tripped and it hit her back?
Yeah.
What are you implying? Counsel?
There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency, that can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness!
Utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence which you speak.
Oh.
This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... Studying? Who studies? For real though, who studies? Is it gonna be the book? Or the crime scene photograph number 2?
It has to be. You have to present the fourth book.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
And I believe I understand the logic here.
Yeah, because they're gonna say what I have been saying, that she bent over to pick up the book because the book was in her hand.
I think the book fell out of the window, hit her head, and then she fell down, and the knife came in soon after and landed on her back.
Ah, wait, let me see. Court record. Do we have the autopsy? Yeah.
Because we believe the book actually belongs to the couple. That's why we found the connection to begin with.
No, we don't have an autopsy.
No, because she's not dead.
Oh yeah, we don't have any of that.
She
So
would
she
be
might
dead for
have
an
a
autopsy.
concussion. She might actually have a concussion.
That might be one of the reasons why she's in a coma.
Yeah, because like why would, well, a stabbing of a knife to the back, if you hit the spinal cord, could cause paralysis, but it shouldn't cause a coma.
Coma. Which makes no sense. Of course, that's to our modern minds. To these people,
Exactly, yeah.
it does make sense. I mean, maybe to a
But
medical
getting
professional
hit
this
on
way,
the
maybe
head hard
might
enough
cause a coma.
could put you in a coma. Shock could do it, yeah. Shock could also do it as well. But like also like this is not 2022 logic of medicine.
This aligns more with getting hit on the head is more likely, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What is a studying? I don't know what studying is. Who is she?
Who
This
is this person?
who is she? I don't know her. The fourth book found at the crime scene. This is the final piece of evidence that the defense will present until the judge wants to see more evidence.
The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garrideb's book, the one that we had the connection with to begin with?
Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. If she goes into shock, very possible given the questionable medicine of the time, getting stabbed, and the freezing cold weather. Not that shock was known in a modern way until like the 50s. Very true. But yeah, so she could technically be in shock and not in a coma, but like to our knowledge, she's in a coma.
We know that she's in a coma because she's still not awake.
Like she's
I'm
not
saying shock
dead,
is
but she's not
impossible.
dead.
I was just saying being hit on the head is.
She's
possible.
alive-ish. She's not alive-int. She's alive-ish.
Yeah, there we go.
This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all know now, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so, as part of this wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road.
That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. I'm just gonna like quick read through this because we technically already seen this. But what made you place the book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. Not unalive. Not unalive. Not alive. Just somewhere in between. Wait, isn't that a zombie? Ooh, hello. Zombies, hello. Undeadent, yeah. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up in her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Ah, so she did bend over like you thought and probably got stabbed.
Yeah.
Well, I should say so.
Well, we won't know for sure until she becomes alive.
Lucid. Yeah.
Lucid, yeah. Cause like we'll never know if she picked up the book first, or if she was just walking along and then out cold on the ground.
Yeah.
But I think that she went to pick up the book and then got stabbed with a knife in the back.
Mm. I think either scenario works, to be honest.
Really,
After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything.
Become alive, Dr. Frankenstein. Probably.
It's alive!
So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now.
Oh, dearie me.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of Mr. Garrideb's household onto the pavement below. At precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment, the young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Garrideb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? This is literally the plot of Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney.
Okay.
It's literally the plot.
Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked up the book.
See, I told y'all. I called it since 3 streams ago. Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh heavens!
And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Sasaki Natsume.
Well, I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Ah!
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place.
No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. So, a series of unfortunate events is what you're trying to say, but not get copyrighted?
At least in that one, there isn't. At least in this, there isn't a instance where a man tries to marry an underage girl.
True, true. And that is the real truth behind this case. And with that, I yield. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb? Hey, comma butler caught a torkel. Cool, technically this could be seen as a miracle. True. True.
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
I've had a little pain.
Well, I'll need them Z's, so I'll see you next stream and or on Discord. Thanks, Adrian, for coming by. I appreciate you. And thank you for the subscription. Also, thank you, Grant, for the subscription as well.
No problem.
They were pre-streams, so I didn't actually get to say thank you on stream. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. We almost had a hype train, but we did not get the hype in time, which is okay. One day we will. Poor Mrs. Garadeb.
Of course, I never meant anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well.
Yeah, if you could also stop committing domestic abuse, that would be nice.
That would be great. Yeah, thanks.
John, dear.
It's alright, I know.
I'm ever so sorry.
Are you really though? Can I roll for deception?
You mean insight?
Insight? Yeah, can I roll for that? Oh, she fucking passed out. All right.
Sure,
And
but the person you're inside is unconscious.
oh man, this poor man can't live. God.
Dirtiest robe.
That yeah, with a hole in the back.
He's probably meaning he sits down a lot.
Violence isn't the answer. It's the question. The answer is evidently yes. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I got my D20. Got my D20 out. All right. I'm gonna roll for insight on her being sorry. I roll a 7.
She seems like she's telling the truth.
Okay. Respectable answer. For rolling a 7.
Lord Von Zeeks, what news of Miss Garadeb?
She's in a coma.
She's been taken to the infirmary, and it would appear that today's events have left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. Although
Polo.
they will not be tried for murder, this is going to have some repercussions for their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord.
Oh, did the woman wake up?
I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated.
Oh, just in time.
Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news.
So, wrong person.
So, Mr. Sasaki Natsume,
Yes?
I love
Oh.
when we predict game dialogue.
Exactly, too.
Yeah, really.
Fucking right.
on behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant natural homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
Okay. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon.
Oh no, Mr. Natsume.
That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, Constable Beats said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too.
I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. And I'm sure, like, none of them know how to check for pulses, so, like...
If they could find it within her rolls.
well, wrist. Wrist and neck are the ones you check for.
Yeah, it's more difficult whenever you have, like, a lot of fat in the way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
true.
a year since I've arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. Also, if you're older, because I've had to do that for my CNA job.
Mm.
I can't really relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me.
Well, the Reaper of the Bailey is probably gonna kill him now.
Mm.
Somehow, which is the overarching story. I can't wait to see more of that comes into play. People carried a tiny hand mirror and had the tiniest ounce of common sense. Tragedies like Romeo and Juliet wouldn't happen.
I think now I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure Shakespeare actually wrote that based off.
I didn't click. I didn't mean to click ahead. I just did it. Continue.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure he wrote that to basically make fun of people's idea of romance at the time. Because he actually hated his wife. Him and his wife got married really young, at a time where they basically thought they loved each other, but as they grew older, they started to despise each other. So I think this was his way of like trying to express that through that Romeo and Juliet.
Stop clicking. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's not you. It's the game. It's
Yeah.
just being stupid.
I was just waiting for you to finish.
Continue. I'm sorry.
People like to think that some other guy wrote like plays, but I think if you actually look at Shakespeare, it makes sense of why he would write things like Romeo and Juliet. But yeah, that's basically just what I wanted to say because of the tragedy like Romeo and Juliet. Classical Greek tragedy is tragedy of collateral damage in the form of important characters. Personally, I really enjoyed his Caesar play because you think that the play called Caesar would be about Caesar, but it's really not. It's about Brutus and what he has to deal with the idea of trying to kill one of his best friends and the repercussions for that. guys.
Yeah,
What even
I
happened?
didn't pay attention during 10th grade English when we actually read Shakespeare.
We actually performed in it.
So, I mean, I'm glad y'all could talk about it. It just flies over my head.
It's the old English wording that can make it confusing sometimes.
Oh yeah, and like the 10 syllables per line shit.
Hmm.
I have
Shakespeare.
chips! I'm going to eat chips. I forgot I had chips in here. Give. I was getting hungry, but I also remembered I had to charge my iPad in ahead of class tomorrow. So I went to go get my iPad, and since these are wireless headphones, I can meander around and now plug my iPad in. Whoop!
I think most of history of Rome is pretty interesting.
History of
I
Julius Caesar and what happens after his assassination is very interesting. Yeah, I also did not pay attention in 7th grade history.
if I could get like a group of students, quote unquote students, together on my Twitch stream, I would probably go through different like historical aspects of different like times in history,
Mm-hmm.
because I think talking about like reasons why I think Julius Caesar, although was good doing some reforms, was the reason why the Republic fell. I think if they had changed up the Senate or the patricians, then it would have probably saved the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if they changed some of the way citizenship worked. Same thing with why I think Woodrow Wilson was the worst U.S. president in the history of presidents, which ties into how things are today in regards to American ideology, culture, and exceptionalism. But
Mm-hmm.
that is stuff I will not bore you guys with.
Thank you. Alright, if you want to read this.
Line. Sure. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
Oh, Mr. Garrideb is standing on his spot of his wife in the court.
Yeah.
Even though it's still technically a conflict of interest.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think.
He was kidnapped by pirates, made them up his random demand because he was insulted was too low for in his opinion. He also charmed them with songs, etc., and made them laugh by telling them he'd come back and crucify them all. When he was let go, he immediately came back with an army and captured them all. Then because the local governor didn't care, he took the high road and kept his promise. Interesting.
There's a little bit more detail on that. He gave speeches as well as songs, and one of the pirates basically insulted him by saying he was shit at giving speeches, and so he basically said he would come by and crucify him. But because they were with him for so long, they thought he was joking. And then he did come back and capture them. He tried giving them to the governor, but the governor didn't seem to care, so he instead crucified them himself. Also got the ransom money back, so...
One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusion.
Yep, he was not a guy to cross. Aha, aha.
The next to Lord von Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east.
Yeah, don't say my name.
I literally can't. That chain has not been broken in the spirit exercise.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he's not saying the name.
Yes.
I heartily commend you both.
Oh.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord? In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare that the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Guilty. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in for the old pain while she's out of action, you know, but I know that her decision would be. Does this mean I'm finally able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. I say, I have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Guilty. Oh, Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
That was nice to hear them voice act that, though.
Yeah. Even though I think the worker man sounds nothing like he looks, but
Yeah.
Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume. I hereby pronounce you guilty. Not guilty. Sorry, forgot the
Yay! Look, we have confetti in ye old England. And fireworks in the courtroom.
I bet you Sholmes or Sholmes' assistant set
Yes. Yes.
And finally, Mr. Natsume. Yes, sir? You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh yes, sir, of course.
Is this gonna be like a bad omen? For like, he's gonna be like the next victim or something? Or like, he's gonna be brought forth again?
Maybe. That's what's called foreshadowing.
Yeah. Fireworks in the courtroom. I think I know what happened with the fire.
All my life, I swear I'll never sit within a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
True poetry.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned.
Thank God, after like 5 streams of this trial.
To be fair, we were very slow.
True. 20th February, 3:17 p.m. The Old Bailey defendants antechamber.
Oh, welcome.
Wait, you mean me?
Of course. Is there another locum here?
What the fuck is a locum? Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name? It's because no one can pronounce it.
We all think of Naruto.
We all think of Naruto.
Oh, at last!
Oh,
Oh, at last, I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Hearty, hearty happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
would it be so hard just to say that then?
Welcome, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
I'm digging these dance moves. Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that! Lovely lawyer.
Yes?
I mean, as I said before, I've just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
But today, you locomotive gave me my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that perennial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barista there ever born."
Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you.
Very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It has given me a wonderful antidote to recount
Anecdote.
my anecdote to recount my old friends back in Japan.
An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all of my hard work? I'm assuming this is Sholmes.
Ah, there you are, my dear fellows.
I was right!
I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Is he gonna be like, I have evidence for you, and be like, dude, you just missed the entire trial. Dude, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sholmes is out partying last night. That's where he's been.
What can I tell you? I stay up late.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I am not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
A disaster? What?
Oh,
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruto, and I wish you the very best of luck.
Oh my god, does this man not have a concept of time? He's like, we're gonna be like, dude, the trial literally happened for like 5 hours. Where have you been?
Everything starts on Sholmes time.
Yeah. It's just finished.
What? No, then my haste was in vain?
Oh, it's you!
Oh my god, are they gonna fist fight? I want to see them fist fight so badly.
Herlock Sholmes!
Oh, have we met, sir?
this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light.
Charming.
This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind.
Oh my god, they're gonna fist fight.
My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Had she been taken to the hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps you would have regained consciousness by now.
Oh,
But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human, after all. Anyone who would have been shaken by such an experience.
Why did you just guilt trip this man, my guy? He literally guilt tripped this man to not punching him in the face.
some might call you a manipulator. I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir?
He wanted to punch you in the face.
Nothing.
Priceless! Oh, I'm sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless.
Poor Saseki-san.
Still, on the bright side, you have had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper.
Ah, Lord Van Zeeks.
I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed.
It will be all right, Mr. Natsume.
Hmm?
If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you with my Sasato takedown. Hiya!
Why did you use it on
Because
Naruto?
we're the protagonists and that's how this works.
With a perfectly executed Sasato takedown.
Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of a warning might be nice next time, Miss Sasato.
Naruto gets turned on by this confirmed.
So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan.
Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh,
It has already been a year since I've arrived here in Great Britain. I visited universities, libraries, bookshops, and I've been honored with the tutelage of professors.
The only time there isn't a case of domestic abuse. Just abuse.
I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city is shaped.
I'm pretty sure domestic abuse means like it's abuse between someone you know and not just like an intimate partner.
I
So
mean, if
because
you want to think
Sasato
about
knows us, it would be still considered domestic abuse. Technically speaking.
it.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say, if you think about it, are they dating?
Sus.
I've come to realize that it's my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it.
Oh fuck, I'm chewing. Hold on.
that's very touching, Mr. Natsume.
Why is she crying?
Or in perhaps less veiled terms. You wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
That's not it at all!
That's clearly it.
The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pin a work of my own.
Oh, I see. A work of literature by Saseki-san. Could be an interesting read.
And what about Mrs. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruto?
Sorry? What about us?
Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot?
Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet.
And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not?
That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings.
Absolutely the fuck not. Oh, the windowless room?
Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it makes up with a floor and a ceiling and walls, and no one can watch you guys as you become intimate.
Mmm. Great.
And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
This is a hard pass. No, thank you.
Oh my, an evil spirit!
I call him Herlock, detective. Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
Oh, it might be the cat. Because he hasn't mentioned he has a cat. So it might be the cat.
It's a black cat.
No, it wasn't a black cat. It was a calico. Because we saw it in the room.
Right.
Well, think about it, if that's alright.
Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative?
Does he have more rooms in his lavish apartment, or are we just gonna sleep on the floor next to the child?
Would you consider taking lodgings with me?
Or is he gonna kick the child out?
Kick the child.
I feel that that option is far more funnier.
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself after
Um,
you kick out the child.
Did you kick out the child?
Though it is up in the attic, I might add.
Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft?
I spoke with the landlady this morning on the matter after she beat me with a broom of Price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak.
Oh, so Iris, yeah, Iris sleeps on like that second that floor, that shared floor. So we'll be up in the attic. Okay.
Some reason the landlady always seems to hate her Sherlock in the story, so I don't know if she does in this one.
Mm.
You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of.
Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the great detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then.
Then it's settled.
Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening.
Did you make the child your butler?
Yes. Child labor is not illegal yet. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist.
He's gonna get murdered at dinner. I'm calling it now.
I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy.
Hopefully I'm not murdered in prison while this all happens.
Ryan has redeemed. Eggy. Hello, Eggy. Eggy the child. We love Eggy. Thank you for the redeem, Ryan. I appreciate you.
I knew that you wouldn't let me down.
Look at all the Eggies.
I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Is this a double meeting? Goodbye as in like you're going to Japan, but also you're probably going to die.
Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But welcome. We meet again one day.
Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer.
Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author.
Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived.
How do you know this? Did they page you on one of your smart gadgets you have on?
I looked out the window. Shall we go, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, Mr. Sholmes.
I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening.
This is a sweet ending to this trial. And so, with Sasaki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Commence the murder. February 4:41 p.m.
Oh,
Okay,
I found another character I can use the red white voice for.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, but you say that when he very much might die still. I am strongly believing he's going to die.
Can I give you a spoiler about this character?
That's I'm assuming an upcoming character.
No, the one that in regards to Sasaki. Oh,
I don't know. I kind of don't want spoilers.
okay. I can also type it to you if you'd rather.
Nah.
All right.
No. Yeah, Combat Butler is also saying no spoilers.
I have to read the fucking guide here, so I feel like I'm the one spoiled.
We're not in a trial, so you don't have to read the guide right now.
I have to have it open, so I'm already
True.
like spoiled to who's in it.
So this is to be our new office, yes.
Our office? I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I'm so glad that all of you could like your little slave lodging. I mean, attic lodgings.
I hope you can see this, Cosima. It's only a small step, but I like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now.
So, my dear fellows, do you like the place?
I was hoping he was
Oh!
hanging up on him. Oh my god, what the fuck? He's hot! Why is he so cute now? Put
What
your
the
coat
fuck?
back
I
on. Put
hate
your
it!
hat on. Look.
I missed the hat. I missed the hat so much. What the fuck? I hate it. I hate it.
What is this twink?
Who is this twink? Why is he on my screen? Wow.
Heresy.
Why is he attractive
I
now?
agree. Why?
God. What a twink. What a twink he is. Wow, amazing.
Bring back my goofy boy.
Mr. Sholmes, yes, thank you so much. Rhinosuke to himself, what? Oh god, why is he hot? Why is he attractive? Oh my god, what are these feelings? Oh my god.
Now I realize that it's actually going to be Sholmes and Sasato that get together and make Phoenix right.
Nerdy Sholmes is the only Sholmes. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to
Celebrate, and he's never going to arrive because he's gonna be dead.
Iris, you must let me help you. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad.
As she pulls out her ray gun. Splendid. Excuse me. Oh god.
So, Miss Naruto,
I
how does
fucking
it
clipped
feel
that.
being in my presence?
I fucking clipped that. Mary, I'm so glad you clipped it. Thank you for existing in my life.
So glad. How does it feel being in my presence now? All alone, with no one around to stop us.
Also, how will they react if Sholmes acts like Holmes and does morphine and cocaine and fake hangs himself?
Jesus Christ. To have your own office in the capital, I mean, of course.
It's very exciting, actually. Can't help
Oh, you're
wondering.
excited.
I can't help wondering what adventure awaits us.
Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at this premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is.
I feel like we're getting close to the end of the game.
This is the last.
I figured
case.
this is the last trial. Is this?
There's
Is
a
this?
second game.
Yeah, because this is the Chronicles, right? So it's gonna lead into. This is like the game I have is like all three, right?
There's only two.
Well, yeah, two.
There's a Grace Ace Attorney 1 and Great AC Attorney 2 Resolve.
Gotcha. Okay. Is this the end of game 1?
This is the last case for this, yes. For this game. For this
So
for
Sasaki's is the last case, or is there one more case?
the case we're doing right now.
We're not in a case. There has been no murder yet.
We're going to be in a case.
Okay. So this is leading into the final case of this game.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. The gray ace attorney? The gay ace attorney?
The two G's in the Ace Attorney.
The gray and gay, exactly. Yep.
I was gonna say Grant, but alright.
That works. Yeah, I guess 4. Okay, never mind. Sorry?
London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows.
I miss his hat. I hate the hair fluff. I really hate it so much. Shadows? What do you mean?
You just take your hand and move it out of the way then.
I will. I will shave it off.
But I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So once again, Mr. Naruto, welcome to London.
So what is become a co-host? Is that what I think it is? Is it what I think it is? So basically, the co-host redeem is basically you join on. You have to be in the Discord and able to join on Discord right when you redeem it, in a VC, and then you basically just get to join me. You can't do it when I already have someone with me. That's the current stipulation. So
Aw,
you can't
damn.
do it now when I have Grant here.
I was gonna say three-way call.
I don't want to do a three-way call yet. Like, I might make that redeem. I might open it up later down the line. But, like, there's games, like, when I'm playing, like, a co-op game with somebody. Like, I don't call this a co-op game. Like, I call this a single-player game, but I have someone helping me with voice acting. When I'm playing, like, a co-op game with, like, Mary or something. Like, when I'm playing Halo with Mary. It would be weird to have someone join in on the call when we're playing co-op campaign. Like, that would feel weird. That would feel unusual. So the redeem is currently for when I'm playing alone. When I'm streaming alone and not with other people. Okay, so I'm not going to redeem it. I don't like talking in front of other people. Fair, fair. It's not for everybody. It's for those who maybe just want to join in for a little bit and get a moment in the spotlight if they so desire. But that's why I put it there. But yeah, that's what that redeem is. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke, but it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. Take a peek under the Iron Curtain. And for now, ooh, I got an achievement. Landed in London. Yes, we would like to save the Progresso. So this is this one.
Oh, the Hound of Baskerville, the unspeakable story. One of my favorite Sherlock Holmes stories, actually.
Iron Curtain. Oh, Russia was in the game earlier, so it was Cold War time.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry
No.
pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles."
I'm assuming this is Ryanosuke. Give me a second.
I believe so.
Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and in Sasaki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we'd emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court, which was hardly surprising, of course. since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. This time it's not a trick or a criminal. Van Zeeks accidentally left his portal to hell open when he went home for Christmas. God. God damn it, Van Zeeks.
Who
15th
says I
April.
accidentally left it open?
Oh, look, it's tax day. Naruto's legal consultancy. Wow, they have an official name. Yes, I did knock, so that could be heard on the mic. That morning, I was woken by an unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Sasato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Sasato-san? Yes! Is it time to leave for court already?
Oh man, she's into it.
Let me see. What case is it today?
I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I?
Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me.
I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite?
Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food.
She does, doesn't she?
And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. Let me see. What case is it today?
Here we go again. Okay. Do you wanna, be Naruhodo?
Sure. I like using my average voice, Naruto. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean.
Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop lying, Sasato.
Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that.
Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact.
She's lying so horribly, and I don't know if it's supposed to be really bad on purpose. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's bad.
Ahem. It was just a boring old telegram.
That's 3 times now she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing.
I promise I'll tell you about it at some point.
Alright, I understand.
And cue the trope that she's gonna say, like, oh, I'll tell you at some point, and then you're like, okay, and then she's gonna like say it like right now.
And then she dies.
And then she dies.
I suppose Seki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he?
Oh, maybe it's about Saseki. Because maybe that was a telegram from Saseki or something.
I love your guys' theorizing on Saseki.
I mean, it's me theorizing. I don't see chat theorizing over here. Just me.
Something Combat Butler had said earlier about Saseki.
Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or just be a few days away.
A fortnight ago, we had very long telegram from him. You remember? Complaining of seasickness.
Fortnite? They had Fortnite back then? What the fuck?
Jesus. But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well.
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
I was just wondering what might have become of Sasaki-san if he stayed in London, that's all.
You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper?
Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case.
Oh, maybe something happened to Van Zeeks. I hope not.
What does they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right?
I miss this cut. I miss the animated cutscenes.
like the way that nightmare's trial ended in the very day we arrived in London.
Even 2 months on, the cause of the dreadful fire is still a mystery.
Yes, but at least Sasaki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably, that means.
That the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps.
Even if that's the case, it's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding.
Because she won't fucking say what's in the telegram.
If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself.
Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against
Acquitted.
More acquitted defendants.
No, I don't think so. Apparently Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in courts once since our last encounter.
Oh?
Yes, since Sasaki-san's trial. He's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems.
Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who's faced him in his recent spat of trials then. Ugh, just my luck.
I wonder if luck doesn't come into it.
Sorry? What was that?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Alright, so I guess...
Present.
Do we have to present something?
No, I just usually present the badge whenever I can.
Alright, so I guess we move downstairs. Sholmes, did you do your taxes? It's the 15th of April. Pay
I
up.
don't pay taxes.
Ah, shit. I took a bite right when she started talking. What is this pitiful violin music?
I think he's tuning it.
Maybe he's playing it. Oh my god. I love this man.
I said he's probably trying to tune it.
No, this is not how you tune a fucking violin.
Oh, Jesus.
Sholmes,
If he
please.
is, then he is not as good as he is in any medium I've ever seen.
Morning, Runo. Morning, Susie. Good morning, Iris.
God, what is this awful music?
Iris?
What is it, Runo?
What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being
Oh
strangled.
my god.
Ah, yes. You noticed that, did you?
Look at
Hurley isn't the best form this morning, it seems.
He's struggling. This man is struggling so hard. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, he depressy. Oh no.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes?
Good,
Oh, I
good
can.
morning.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have like 3. So wait, do I
If
have
you
3
want
or
to.
2? Yeah, I'll do
Yep,
him because
Iris
I figured we're
Sato.
gonna talk to him. So I'll do Ranosuke. Good
Alright.
morning.
A good morning to die, perhaps.
What is this? What is this face? What are the eyes? God. Has something happened, Mr. Sholmes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before.
My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead.
Okay. Who died? Who?
Damn this blank existence!
Blanched.
Damn this blanched existence. That's all this it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble.
Kitty! Psst, psst, psst. Oh, baby! Baby! Oh, look at the little baby! Oh, look, it's Wakahai. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. It's a little killer kitty! Good morning, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love calicos. They're the best cat. There must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there?
Well then, everyone, time for breakfast.
You're asking in a house where a little child has made a gun of some sort if she could, how there's like a little door for cats in the door.
Yeah, it's like,
Extremely simple.
yeah, like she's literally an inventor.
Did you get
Wonderful.
calico
Let me
pictures?
help you, Iris.
I was wondering, I thought maybe you got calico pictures.
No, but someone did post a picture of their kitten in this Discord server.
Nice. It would indeed be a fine day to die.
Cats are great. They are great. I knew something looked different. Oh, his desk is empty. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened?
It used to be the case that in my hands, its violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its mellow-scent tones would make flowers bloom.
It would?
But now the muses are unamused with me. The goddess of music have thrown me over.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
For hours I have bowed, for days even through the night I have endeavored to no avail.
Never mind.
That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone, gone forever to more recitals of unbridled emotion.
Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley?
I know I keep changing her voice, I'm sorry. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll come back to you in time.
Heed my words, Mr. Naruto. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it.
Oh, dear.
Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left for pity's sake? What is left?
Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... your desk looks rather empty today.
Ah, well done, Mrs. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit.
Oh, no, Mr. Sholmes. They pale into insignificance when compared to yours. Look at her coy smile. She's like...
I know I'm very attractive right now, but please, I am depressed.
I know I'm very emo right now, but please fuck off. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you?
You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? That's at Windbanks now.
Sorry, it's at a windy bank? Same.
No, Windibanks, the pawnbrokery.
Oh, did he go broke? Is he broke? Is he out of money? Pawn... What? You mean you've pawned that enormous machine of yours?
It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservedly.
But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Yeah, because you fucking stan him like no tomorrow.
Dear madam, things are far from desperate.
But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate?
Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you.
It is? Doesn't sound ordinary at all.
It's like an adventure thing where you just sell off whatever you find to the local general store. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works.
Oh, what's to understand exactly?
I don't know why we keep moving positions.
Yeah, why? What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works?
Well, you see, they give you a prawn, you eat it, and then that's it.
Yeah, the end.
To the people of London, pawnbrokers are akin to banks.
Banks?
On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week.
And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they earn.
I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us.
Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London.
And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn, should the need arise. So this is a weird form of, like, investing.
The origins of investment in stocks.
It is so strange to like look at this, where they're like, so you buy an item, you go to the pawnbroker to sell it for people to possibly use, get the money that they get from that, and then I'm guessing the pawnbroker makes a percentage based off the
Yeah.
amount they get, and then they get the item back, and if they have any money to spare, they use it to buy more items to pawnbroke, making the poor poorer and the rich richer.
Oh, how ingenious!
So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windibanks, you see.
A pawnbroker can be thought of as an extremely secure vault.
Did someone steal it? Oh, maybe that's what happened. Maybe someone stole it.
Someone stole Sasaki-san.
Who would have thought that even pawnbroker, I don't know why I keep saying prawn. Pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain.
Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley?
No comment. What does it matter? The world is dead to me now.
Okay, what do we do now? Wait, what's this saying?
Apparently we talked to Iris?
There she is. Oh, we get to talk to about the cat. Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled into his new home then.
Oh, yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy.
It would appear this previous owner has completely forgotten to him. cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are empty as the heart of the muses.
Man, this man should write a book. Oh, that's so cute.
Need to screen cap that without the text.
Yeah.
If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place.
I expect he would have taken him if he could, but pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience.
And for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind because Waggy is adorable.
They would have very
Oh.
strong opinions about pets being on ships after what happened.
Yeah. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from?
Oh, you noticed? You are observant, Bruno. Look, I used this. It's my latest invention.
Ah, look, another gun.
Only everything could be solved by the pull of a trigger.
What is that?
I call it the cat flappomat.
What?
What? You're gonna paddle a cat?
Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? Grant, what was that? I don't know. What is what?
A paddle for just making cats? For just making cats?
That's right, it can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see.
Wouldn't it have been quicker to just make a cat flap rather than make a machine to make the cat flap?
Well, yes, maybe. But now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. You must make one for the door in our office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. If only more problems could be solved with the pull of a trigger. Yeah, I was joking. Uh-oh. Oh, what was that? Wagga hi? Oh no.
Hell just happened.
What was that?
Oh no! Wagai's tangled up in your violin!
I think he thinks it's a toy. No, what's he doing to it? Oh dear, Mr. Sholmes' precious violin.
Why should I care?
What?
I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now.
Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he?
I'm more depresso than an espresso.
Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley?
Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Oh, is it gonna allow it to converse again?
Noises.
No. Okay.
Sad home noises.
So this is the violin, is it?
It's a Stradivarius. Oh my god!
Yeah!
Oh
That's...
my god, dude! Why you... What?
One of
Yeah.
the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari.
Yeah, that shit. Those are
How
like
much
one of
money
the
you got to
top of the
burn?
line. One of the top of the line violins. Hmm?
How much money does he have to burn?
I don't know. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me.
I happened upon it, covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings.
How
How did
honorable
you
of
buy
you.
that thing under a pound?
And until today, he has been my faithful companion in every great Paganian-inspired performance I have made.
Got the Paganini is a composer.
I asked you, is there a reason to live in a world devoid of music, to tolerate this blanched existence? No! There is none.
Mr. Sholmes.
What, dear madam, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from my dull routine.
Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think?
Hmm?
What do you mean, Mrs. Sato?
Oh, Susie's right! Yes, the tone of the wood is completely different.
Someone stole the violin! Someone stole the violin! Someone swapped it out. Yeah, cause look how shitty it is. Is it a viola? Oh my god. Or something slightly different. Or a fiddle. Because technically violins and fiddles are technically different. And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Hey, Phosmonaut, welcome in. How are you doing? We are playing some Great Ace Attorney with my friend Grant here.
Hi.
Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? Oh, is it meant for like, is it a child size, like a half size or a quarter size?
What's this?
Oh, well, what's this?
Hi, Fawzi.
Terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but
That instrument isn't a violin at all. It's a fiddle. It's a fiddle.
And what? I think it is a fiddle.
I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viol.
Actually, Combat Butler was right.
Combat Miller was right. Oh my god. Because when they say different size, like I automatically think, like, yeah, you called it. Yeah, cause like you can have different size violins. Cause like violin and maybe some of the other string instruments, not to my remembering of string techniques, but I know specifically for violins, they make different sizes because for violin pedagogy, if you teach a student, like a younger student, on a full violin, they're not going to learn the correct technique because their fingers are too small. So that's why they make like a quarter size, half size, 3/4, and then the full size violins. So that students who are younger, smaller in size, can learn how to play the violin and then adjust, get different size instruments as they grow. And then they could keep the same technique and like the same finger positions and not have to change anything as they grow. So that's where my thought was going in terms of like when she said different size, not the viola section. Um,
You know what I just realized?
what?
There's a bunch of bullet holes right there at the wall that
Yeah,
says
I
VR.
noticed that too. VR or LR something. Interesting, interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is interesting because I don't think that was there before.
I don't think so either.
Seems the best way to be the best way to make calls in this game. I just started playing Path of Exile again. We'll see how deep this rabbit hole is. Have fun with that. I don't know what Path of Exile is.
It's a very from what I whenever I played a little bit of it, it's a very long game. It's I believe it's an MMO.
Gotcha. Okay. Grant's voice is pretty low. I mean, he could do different voices. I mean, he could do the gingerbread man's voice from Shrek.
I didn't know if he meant low in volume or low as in like
My
Oh,
voice is very low.
I literally can't make it louder. I can't
fair
make it
enough.
louder. Unless if I change my headset volume, I can't make it louder. I, I can't. There's nothing. Let me try.
You could
Hold
turn
on.
me up on Discord, couldn't you?
You're at 200%.
Oh, never mind then. I can turn myself up, but I don't think that'll help you very much.
I don't think so because I don't want the sound to get distorted either. Let me try. Talk.
I am talking. Voices and words that I say.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Talking and things that I say. It's an entirely different instrument called a viola.
I need you to keep talking.
Okay, wants me to keep talking. Grant, can you turn up your input volume? Sometimes it works for me. That's
Okay,
what I
I
was
think I
suggesting I
fixed
could
it.
do. Okay, apparently she fixed it.
It is better, I think. Yeah, this headset is fucking bonkers. And I can't. I'm not gonna replace it. Because. I don't know if it's because of wireless or because it is a Razer and Razer has to be stupid. But in order for me to adjust stream volume, my input volume, or output, whatever you want to call it, my desktop audio volume on Streamlabs is at 100 something whatever percent, like the highest you can make it. In order to make it louder, I have to adjust the desktop audio like on the computer, but turn down my headset volume in order for me to not have my ears blown out. It's the most complicated system I've ever had to work with. I want a full-time job so badly, so I don't have to fucking deal with, because the microphone is the headset is and I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated spaghetti. I'm very frustrated. I'm sick of having audio issues. I'm very sick of it.
I can
Incredibly
understand
sick
that.
of it.
I actually, based off your advice, I actually turned off my the thing that makes our voices lower in my stream, so people can hear us better.
Mm. All right. Anyway.
What? What? What?
Oh, he
The
just passed
animation.
out. All right. I didn't even get to see what Sasato's line was.
You're right. You're right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius.
Yeah, knowing him, he would probably take really good care of the Stradivarius. So he wouldn't have let it get to this condition. Even if he had found it in this condition, he probably would have had it repaired.
I have been played.
Yeah, he really he plays like a violin.
Played as well as my Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam?
Not your faithful performing partner, then?
Ah, I see what must have happened.
You do, Iris?
This is just a simple mix-up.
Sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her.
Oh, the pawnbroker fucked up. They went to get their Stradivarius back from the place and they got that instead.
What do you mean by a mix-up, Iris?
Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Winged Banks until last week.
At the pawnbrokers? Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner.
There is a proverb from the East with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel.
Can you voice Runosuke for me, please?
Sure.
Yes, indeed.
So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it would experience personal growth?
Oh, what a wonderful idea! No! No!
Sasato. Last week I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windybang mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by fellow timber from this piece of timber.
You were deceived. You were deceived.
No, I was not.
No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings.
I thought you wanted me to voice them.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. Pshaw, fine state of affairs this is, and why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time.
Did he purposely say fiddle on purpose?
Screenshot this, please. Oh, I love it.
Sending.
Thank you.
But earlier you told us that you couldn't think of a pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault.
Come on, Mr. Naruto. Dilly-dallying will get you nowhere.
Sorry? Or sorry.
It's okay. Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect, caressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced?
We must visit Mr. Windibank's broker at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes?
Precisely, Mr. Sato, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs.
Same.
My dear fellow, you don't need your bacon and eggs. Surely you do not intend to crunch your bacon with increasingly vacant aspect, and fresh your eggs even more obtusely. Alright, say no more. Let's go then.
Don't worry, Runa. I'd be happy to heat it up for you again later.
Oh, thank you, Iris.
She's literally a butler.
How?
I guess put it over the fire?
As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like.
A crime scene. It's gonna be a fucking crime scene. Ah, 2 locations. I'm assuming we had to go to the brokers first and not Baker Street.
Yep, go to the pawnbroker, Windy Pawnbrokers.
I guess I need to fight the child. There can only be one.
So this is a British pawnbrokery.
Oh, is this the person you get to voice as Red White?
Maybe.
Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I never laid my eyes on before.
Ah, Sasato-san, and what a spark of wonder in your eyes. I can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this.
Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me.
Oh look, he changed.
My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes!
We are calling on the matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business, too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes.
I'll voice Ranosuke from now, because there's the broker.
Ah, it's not him, but it's gonna be an old man for sure.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, welcome back.
It's the judge.
Yeah. Red-headed judge.
I'm okay with this.
Did you hear that brazen welcome?
Well, yes, we are potential customers after all.
We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruto, and it's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire.
So this is the can I speak to the manager portion of the game, I see?
Come, the fight is afoot.
Alright, let's converse.
Oh my god, there's 4 parts to this?
What, of the trial overall?
No, of the investigation.
Oh god.
There's 4 parts of the investigation, then 4 parts of the trial.
Oh god. It's really gonna be a finale, isn't it?
The guy I want to voice I think should sound like Red White doesn't look like he appears until the 3rd part of the trial.
Oh god. It seems so... That won't happen until, like, August.
Jesus.
Is he the Kajin? Kajin? I don't know what that means.
Naturally, you will recall this, which I have retrieved from you some days ago.
Yes.
This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different, it has holes in it, it's not even the same size.
Cousin plus judge smashed into one word.
Cousin?
Cousin?
The judge's cousin.
A wonderful summary of your observations, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable of me and an inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker.
There is only one way to make amends.
Run.
Oh my god! I shall have to take my own life! Holy fuck, this went from 0 to 100.
This... Okay, can we appreciate the running animation, though? That was pretty smooth.
He ran over, grabbed a gun, ran back and pointed to his head.
That whole sequence is very smooth, but literally, what the fuck?
If that is not a memed gif, I am disappointed.
Sholmes is like, yes, do it. Why did they animate the whole thing? Maybe they had extra budget.
Oh my god, what the fuck just happened?
Game, chill. No, you chill.
I don't think that would be necessary, do you? Thank you, Sherlock Holmes, for showing some emotion.
If I may, just one thing, sir, before I pop off.
Yes?
It was you, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe.
Sorry?
As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch a violin when I heard, there it is.
You did?
Was someone impersonating him?
And when I turned to controvert you, you're taking the viola and left, sir.
Viola. Oh, did someone impersonate him?
There can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave.
He either someone impersonated him, or...
I think it's more likely that Sherlock Holmes just fucked up.
True. Or someone broke into his apartment and swapped the violins.
What I think happened is that Sherlock Holmes got confused with his violin with a viola, so Windy Bank got confused and probably gave his Stradivarius to the person who actually owned the viola.
So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me.
Someone, Sasato, take down, please.
No, stop, my dear fellow, the fault is mine.
Oh, thank God.
Hmm.
It would appear that the fight is over.
Sato, is that your only reaction?
Yeah, really.
I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windybank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy.
Viola and viola is purely up to accent preference. I believe either is correct. I've only heard viola in terms of, like...
I've heard viola.
That sounds so wrong to me.
That's why I was saying it that way.
Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Sherlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you?
Tomato, tomato. I've heard both. Gotcha.
I do believe you are right, sir.
Okay, but listen, you don't let me have Lena. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose.
You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the particular collection of items you brought through my door in the past.
Are they phallic in shape? You and your Lina. Oh, peculiar items.
In the extreme, ma'am, for example.
They fucking dildos?
Jesus.
published manuscript of the eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Sholmes, or some such.
Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? An unpublished? A story I've yet to read, you mean? Oh god, please, just put the gun down, sir. Wait, before you die, just tell me more. Sasato, please, do a Sasato takeout and just take the gun from his hand, please. Please.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Can we stop here? Because my stomach
Yeah,
is
that's
killing me.
That's fine. We did almost 3 hours. I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, we did do pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna save here. Investigation part 1 of 10,000.
One of 8
Sato only
parts.
wants one thing and it's fucking disgusting. JK, JK.
Jesus, that went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick with that
It
man.
really fucking did, and I was not ready for that. Alright, well, thank you.
Look. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
It was such a meme, them animating him running over, picking up the gun, running back. It's like, they didn't even complete the full animation, they just made frames of the animation, and
Yeah.
then putting the gun at his head.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Well, we are going to go raid over. Let me see who's actually like online.
I want to clip that.
Twitch. I have a lot of people who are online right now. Let's see.
Whenever this goes up, I'm gonna clip.
Okay. Probably be tomorrow. That was the most surreal use of animation I've seen in a while. Let's see. Oh god. I don't know who we should raid over to. Almost as good as Edgeworth Catch. Good night, Combat. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, we're not done yet. We need to raid. Finally, I get to sleep early for once. Yes, go to bed. We will raid over to Jake Parable. I don't think I've raided them. So we'll raid over to him. Alright, so stream schedule will be up if it's not... I think I posted the first for Wednesday and Friday. So Wednesday will be more Inscription, and then Friday will be some more Pokemon Legends Arceus. Sunday, no idea yet. We'll figure that out as we go. Probably more Great Ace Attorney. Just haven't put it up yet. But anyway, that is it. So we are going to go right over to Jake. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Good night.